Welcome everybody to another episode of Coffee is for Closers. We're here with Tavis Bailey. How you doing, Tavis?
Man, I'm doing great.
Printing image. You and your wife, Cassie, own this business, and it's pretty cool. So common threads in life, guys. Okay, short story. I threw the discus in high school, but not like this guy. This cat, he is a VFL. For those watching who don't know, out of the area, VFL is?
Ball for Life. Tennessee Volunteers for Balls for Life.
And that's a tight-knit community.
It is a tight.
It's really tight. I mean, you guys, I know a lot of VFLs. I personally am not one, although I support them 100%. But congratulations on that for making it through the UT. But you also have another story, Olympics.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was the timing worked out. So right after college, was able to transition, had a year post-grad.
Yeah.
Got a little small internship in the sign industry and was able to keep going.
Yeah.
So I trudged through it and found myself on the 2016 team.
Wow.
Man, it was a lot of work. I mean, I was working full time. So it was 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the office. And then after work, 5:30, me and my training partner coach were convening at the track.
Yeah.
And man, I was training from 6 o'clock to 10:30 most nights.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's dedication. So that's a good start to a backstory. Go a little deeper on kind of your backstory and how you got to the point.
Yeah.
Because you're an entrepreneur. I mean, you're every day you're running this business. Your wife is Cassie as well, and she was a VFL as well.
So that's how we met. We were on the track team together. We were teammates for 3 years. We learned a lot about each other, knew a lot about each other's work ethic. And so, when you're selecting a life partner, it was like, wait a second. I want somebody that's ready to get after it.
Yeah.
We got a long runway here. So that was where we kind of kicked our relationship off and, got into marriage a few years later. And so what ultimately led us to entrepreneurship is after working full time and then training full time, at one point I was like, all right, I can't keep doing both. This is wearing me down. So in 2017, I stepped away from track and field. I was at the peak. I should have kept going, or everybody's telling me to keep going.
Did you go professional as well with that?
Yeah, so I threw professionally. So I was sponsored by Nike, went and traveled abroad, won a couple professional meets. I was really enjoying it, right? But it was like I had been burning the candle on both ends. Just huge days. The training was getting to me. And so I was like, hey, something's got to give, right? And so I was making really good money.
Pick a direction.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a little bit more about the business itself. Obviously, it's printing, right? What type of, who's your customer within the scope of your business model? You define that for everybody.
Gotcha, that's a really good question. So took over printing image, there wasn't really an ideal customer. And it kind of took us a little while to figure that out. But ultimately, we're looking to serve other B2C or B2B organizations, right?
Okay.
Essentially people, event spaces, anybody that is communicating with people and building brands. At the end of the day, at some point, you're going to utilize a print strategy, whether it's mail, whether it's, promotional items, whether it's business cards, trifolds, people that are running businesses, running events and communicating need to utilize print. And then, most importantly, we all have mailboxes and mailboxes aren't ever going away anytime soon. So at the end of the day, when you open your mailbox, those are things that we print.
Okay, very cool. All right, man. Well, that's a great backstory, man. Fantastic. All right. Great story. Let's get into the 3 questions. So in our videos, Tavis, we always ask 3 questions. We'll start with the first.
Okay.
What's your why? We got heard a little about it. There's a lot in there, but boil it down for us. Give us a concise why. What is it?
I wanted to build something for my family. My wife and I, we're starting a family, and it was like, hey, let's build something for our family.
That's fantastic.
And the stability of a small business, even though there's a little volatility in it, at the end of the day, there's customers across Knoxville that need things printed. Yeah. And that's never going to change, right? And we have equipment and processes and things to serve those customers, right? And so now we're building something for our family. We have one son now, his name's Atlas, and then we got a second one on the way. So come June, we're going to be a family of 4, and we're rocking and rolling.
That's fantastic. Okay, that's cool. Number 2 is, what problem do you solve for your customer? What problem do you solve in the market?
Yeah, so ultimately, whenever a business owner is executing an event, trying to grow their business, and they need to execute print strategies, printing image is a one-stop shop. So for an example, we have a customer that's putting on an event. They're like, hey, I need to get invites out. I need goodie bags. I need swag. I need, pamphlets. I really want this event to be real. I want this to make impressions on people, right?
Yeah.
I want them to know who their sponsors are. And so that's where they come to us and we source it out for them. We self-perform some of it for them, and we give them a turnkey solution.
Great.
And so, if that's a $100 million organization, if that's a, $1 million organization, we can help them with it. Yeah. And then we even have customers that, get things shipped to customers, right? If somebody's looking, real estate investors that are looking to find sellers, they send mail to people. Business brokers
so
that are
you do mailings and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, we turnkey it for them. Yeah.
So you gotta sit down with you and really just come up with a plan of action that really customized to what I would need. Right? Mm-hmm. That's good stuff, because there's a lot of generic stuff. Like if I could take something and get it printed, and I've had situations, not knowing you, where it's like, hey, it took me 4 or 5 times before they got it right.
Bingo.
Like, hello, that was kind of a.
Or we have people that spend 2 hours fiddling through Vistaprint, right? Just like, and then they get it and it's wrong, and they're like, what do I do? And Vistaprint's like, just order it, just buy it again.
Yeah, you're here in Knoxville. You're right here.
Bingo. So we quality control our work, and we look to provide value, and we consult. So if somebody comes to me and like, here's what I'm trying to do, we'll pull the list, we'll coach them through it, and make sure they have a successful campaign.
Fantastic. All right, great. And then number 3, what do your clients or your customers experience when they do business with you or printing image?
Yeah, that's a friendly face and knowledgeable people. That's ultimately the value that you need to provide as a small business is, when people call you, answer. When people email you, answer. Mm-hmm. When people have questions and want to sit down, you sit down and talk to them, right? Yeah. Build relationships, and that's what we've kind of grown the business on.
Fantastic. Well, that's good stuff. The last thing I say is to you or ask is, Tavis, I got this big job, I got this big event, and I need some help.
Yep.
Sales. So how do I connect with you?
Yeah, best way to put it is sales@printing image. Shoot us an email. Just give us a little bit of information. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us what you're working on. You can jump on a video call. We can telephone call. Because we do this every day, we've got insights. We see what other people are doing. We can kind of help you make recommendations. Look to provide value and build relationships.
That's fantastic, my man. Thank you very much for joining us. I'll tell you what, I meet a lot of people getting around town and connecting. I know you do too. And, being in that whole VFL networking community, you've met a lot of people. A lot of people know you. But I will say this about you and your wife. I mean, first of all, committed, passionate. You see the energy. It's crazy. I feel like I want to go and run a 10K.
Let's go.
But it's a pleasure spending time with you and learning a little bit more. Everybody, you'll take some information from what Tavis has to say about his experience and his story and apply it to your business. So we thank you for joining us again today on Coffee is for Closers.
Coffee is for closers, baby. I work in sales.
There we go.
Coffee is for closers. We're always closing. Let's do it.
And we will see you on the next episode. Thanks again.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, buddy. Bye-bye.